continue that other video, right? I accidentally turned off the screen, but let me see. I wanted to ask Google or Perplexity what ask about the screen and ask them what a piecemeal is. Negative. Right, so I did that. I'm like, look, I want to make perfectly clear, I am not entertaining any deals, exploring any global resolutions, or engaging in any negotiations, so my backpacking belongings are returned to me first. At a minimum, I require concrete evidence that you have made a genuine attempt to contact Officer Kang the same way you have, or you did, to have me removed. I was like, and to facilitate the recovery of my property. Until I see a sign of good faith of my belongings are back in my possession, I will not be making any further statements or entering into any deals with you or the company. My property, which includes my passport and over $3,000 of technology, was lost as a direct result of your actions. In return, or its return, is non-negotiable prerequisite for any further conversation. I will await notification regarding status of property. Until then, there is nothing more to discuss, and that is final. Until then, I still expect for you to pay me at the regular 40 hours a week, as you basically said, while I'm on leave, and a real decision based on facts is given. With all due respect, please stop wasting our time, and I am available to work and ready for reinstatement this upcoming week, so that you are not simply paying me for the time spent waiting. And I am not interested in any global resolution that leaves me with nothing while my property is still missing. I was like, I'm available to work and reinstatement in this upcoming week if you so you don't just pay me for waiting. Either way, I still expect for your father to make the same kind of effort I made to get things, or you or your father basically, to get my things back, since it was purely caused by the person called Officer Kang, who you seem to have direct contact with, who can save everyone time. Since he called him to have me removed, you can call him to get my stuff, but he doesn't want to. He claims that he doesn't know him like that, so that's a lie. Since a Christian, I have identified total amount, the $9,597. That is, you contended will result in your claims. The company does not agree with your factual or legal basis for that amount and denies liability. However, you're just in the interest of achieving an amicable agreement, finally releases the claims. No. We're willing to put the resolved matter on a global basis by paying the $9,000 held now, subject to a written settlement statement. Any resolution will require your agreement fully and finally waive and release any and all your claims, known or unknown, against the company and its owners, officers, employees, and agents arising other related to your employment and separation. If you confirm your agreement in principle, counsel will prepare a settlement agreement and provide you by next Monday for your review. Upon execution of the agreement by all parties, the settlement payment will be issued in accordance with its terms. Please confirm whether you wish to proceed on this basis. And I said, hell no. I said, to help you guys out a bit, here's what I've done so far. When I was released on Saturday morning, on January 31st, I was given a black trash bag, not the slingshot bag. I started to open it there, and the lady told me to go outside and search for my stuff out there. And I did, but there was not my slingshot backpack was not in there. I went inside and spoke to the clerk officer, and I told her, better yet, not him, I told her that all my stuff was on my property, right? And basically, I was missing my backpack or whatever. And then once on Monday, and then I was told to speak to the supervisor. Basically, everything I had already kind of explained in the phone calls, right, that I was going through. So I sent him. Oh, sorry. So I think I edited it. So I sent it again, just probably a little bit more clear. And then I was basically trying to tell them, and like I did, since you caused everything, and I don't have Officer Kang's number, nor the reason and relationship to call him directly like he did. He basically can. I was like, after this, I'm not replying to anything you send, even if I read it, unless it has something to do with my bag and property that I cannot recover. My cell phone from Hawthorne. I could recover myself, from Hawthorne Police Department. As stated, I will not sign or negotiate any agreement while my wages, final paycheck are missing, my backpack and property are unresolved. I was like, I have already filed complaints with the appropriate agencies regarding the wage theft, retaliation, and other issues. Any further communication of this about settlement should go to those proper channels or go to the legal representative. Do not send anyone. This is what I sent to today, right? Because I told them, like, do not send anyone to my house or address or whatever. I was like, any service attempts can be made through the normal legal methods. And so I basically then also sent him the other phone call.
You guys know,
trying to get my
I am recording the phone call because of how...
Because I'm trying to help him get my stuff back and show him that, like, I've been having a hard time. But he has the officer's direct number. He can call him. I was like, this was another phone call that I made after the previous one I sent you and shared with them, or shared with you when they were giving me the runaround. So you understand why I would like and ask that you contact the officer directly, like you did, to have him arrest me, but to try to return my property, basically. And then he goes right here. You appear to be focused on Officer Kang again. I have nothing to do with him. All of a sudden denying it. The police were contacted because your refusal to leave on the work premises. Our repeated requests have closed the shop earlier, scheduled, whatever. All this bullshit lies, right? We're sorry. Probably no, you're not. You're not sorry. Regarding the request it's still not the right amount. Danny, I am not stupid, and you clearly contacted him directly because backup was not called until he did on his radio, and it is all filmed and documented. The fact that you are denying it and you're clearly lying is further escalation, despite claiming that you don't want to. But of course, this is not maybe the best, more professional way. So what I end up doing is I always ask my AI to kind of give me a better way of saying it, because it gets me mad sometimes, So let me see if I can get. Oops. Let's get Perplexity out here. And so I'll tell it, help me reply to this message that Danny has sent me regarding my statements or everything else that I've been going through with work or whatever, and that I wanted to say along the lines of this, but I needed some help polishing it, making it professional and polite. So I paste this message. His message my message. Let's see what it suggests. Right, so now we gotta see what this is. Yes, I want to be a bit firmer, and I want to, more than anything, emphasize to him that everything I'm stating is not me being focused on or anything like that, but very clear documented proof that I have already also sent him in the video clips that I sent him. And you can see in those videos when Officer Kang calls for backup, calls it a 415 or something like that, and then backup arrives. And so it wasn't him. It wasn't that he basically was there with other officers. At first, he came by himself. Then other officers came, and that's clearly documented in the videos that I already sent him. I want to include again that he has not shown anything in good faith, that he's attempting to recover my things, and so he's contradicting himself when he says that he doesn't want to escalate it in his previous messages, but he clearly is doing so by denying the accounts as they actually happened, and as I sent him proof in order for him to see and understand and know that I'm not going to be, believing or allowing him to lie to me blatantly after everything else that I've already documented and shown him. I've never lied to him the way that he's lied to me. I don't know. What do you suggest? I do want to maybe emphasize again too that any moment from here on forward that he keeps trying to behave this way or answer in that type of way, he's basically not only lying, but he's not showing any good faith, and he's contradicting himself. And more importantly, he's just basically treating me the way he's been treating me, and that's the whole basis of the claim, that they are retaliating and not choosing to actually help me, despite whatever he's trying to do with the global resolution. And that again, I'm not going to negotiate or accept any offers or deals until my property is returned, even if he states or assumes that I'm going to be willing enough to sign whatever, separation or whatever. Like, no, I'm being very extremely clear that there's no way I'm going to accept anything unless my stuff is first returned, and that he continues to waste time by not even trying, and then also denying the claims, which are recorded again, and my version of it is only true. And the only thing I want to add to this is also reminding him that I hope he can own and keep his word, which is when he mentioned that he would pay me at my 40 hours a week regular rate weekly until a decision is made. And since the decision has not been factual, and since his decision has not been given to me in writing, and since the decision hasn't really been anything that actually sounds like he's trying to resolve anything, then basically his decision has not, in my opinion, been made. what would be the difference of those versions that you're suggesting? Are any of them better when trying to seek out legal counsel, or are any of them any worse or whatever? Like, how does it affect it? Because I like this version right here ultimately, but I'm just wondering if there are things I could say or ways I can say it that would actually increase my chances of being represented. I would more than be open to that. Whatever you suggest is best, let's go with that option. Currently, I'm going with the one that we have, but adding that other message, or if you otherwise think that the version you're saying might be better, let's also consider that, or let me see what at least it sounds like or looks like. And so anyway, as you guys can see, the kind of stuff I'm dealing with while I'm feeling fucking rather awful and sick, it's just crazy. And so for that reason, I'm uploading both of these videos onto YouTube and then sharing with everybody to, just kind of give an example of what I personally did to get this resolved, and also to share with people so that they know their lawful, rights and how to assert themselves. Because one thing I really appreciate about these suggestions or using AI to basically write a better response is that the moment that I read it, or the moment that it tells me its suggestion, I also kind of learn that this is a better way of saying things where I otherwise would have responded the way I suggested first. But that's why it's very important for me to address it or ask or run it by AI first, because it does become very helpful, and it allows me to gather my emotions a little bit better, and so that when I do send it, I send it with more confidence and not sounding frustrated, which is what ends up, destroying the confidence part. And so now, since I did everything, documented everything, I've been telling him everything, I've been sharing everything with him, he's clearly trying to deny the facts and trying to sound like he has no connection with the officer, but he does. And he's trying to act as if they weren't talking in their language, but they do. There's already a bunch of, issues that I've gone through with him in the past where he just kind of pretends like he's listening to me, pretends to help me, but he doesn't. And so this is why I don't share it to tarnish his image. I don't share it to make him look bad. I'm sharing the facts as they happen, and because I already feel bad, especially when I'm the one that tried to address it to him first via our conversation that was also recorded, that's probably what I'll end with. I'll end with that conversation because I did have that conversation with Danny when I was trying to address everything, and that I wanted to kind of clarify with him everything in order for us to do better by the store, for the store better yet, and not all this crazy shit. So let's see if I sort it by date. It was like a 30-minute conversation, I think, that I had. Oh, here it is. I should rename this too, though. Conversation with Danny. With Danny on Tuesday. And just before my cat went missing. January. Let's say here. January 28th. 2 days before my arrest. Sorry, guys. Trying to put something in my jacket.
Oh, fake pockets, no.
And then I was like, oh, then the zippers were
oh, shit. They were real pockets.
I'm grabbing my cat right here.
All right, Danny. So look, I was gonna say if it's okay, I'm recording the conversation just because I want us to be on the same page, and I want you to understand that it's not to hurt nobody. That the recording is for me to know that we spoke about this, and so that way if you don't want to say some things because you know you're being recorded, whatever, you could choose to or not. But because for me, Danny, my thing is that I want you to understand more than anything, Danny, that like you are my friend. You know, before my boss or whatever, you were or you are my friend. And because you're my friend, I don't want you to take anything I say in a wrong way where you think that I'm trying to do it to hurt us or to try to make anything harder for anybody, because I'm not. The only thing I'm trying to do is make everything fair and make everything right. Because one thing is doing things because we don't know any better, and another thing is doing things because we want to make more money or we want to, screw somebody over. And the thing is, Danny, you have a lot of good workers. Everybody's a good worker, and everybody deserves to be treated like a good worker, and for you to be honest with all of us. That's the least you owe us. We know that you're giving us a job. We appreciate that, But the thing is too that you also have lied to us, you know, and that's why I was asking you earlier, like, when have I ever lied to you? Because I always be honest. I've always been honest with you, Danny. And the thing that hurts the most is that it's like you use my honesty against me with Brittany. You use my honesty almost in a way to like kind of take advantage of us, because we've been here working hard for you, and you take what I tell you in a wrong way, or like in a way where, why wouldn't you believe me? Why would you have to ask CPA, who has nothing to do with the law, but only with the taxes? But why would you have to ask CPA for anything when I'm showing you the direct websites of everything that I was trying to tell you from the very beginning? I never tried to do anything to harm us. On the contrary, if you would have read the book that I bought you, you would have learned that
people.
When a boss takes care of his employees and he keeps his employees happy, the business, no matter what, is always going to do better. That's how the big companies that got big, because the boss always took care of all his workers. And from the very longest, like for the longest, I've been telling you guys a lot of stuff, Danny, and it wasn't to argue with you. Remember when you said, "Oh, are you going to stop arguing with me?" Like, Danny, I was never arguing with you. If you think about it, I was never arguing with you. I was just giving you what I learned and what I was finding out that was the law, simply. And I was hoping that you would understand that, but you took it as me arguing with you. I was never arguing with you. I was telling you the law, and you were saying, "Oh, you're arguing with me," or you thought I was arguing with you. I wasn't never arguing with you. Everything I was telling you was the truth. Otherwise, I would have never brought it up to you. You know what I'm saying? And because if you were to take care of all your employees and keep us all happy, it's like I told you, I would rather get paid better than for us to get a discount. Why? Because if I get paid better, I could go shopping somewhere else instead of having to shop here or whatever, and I would probably shop here also still, but I would shop here at the cost of everything that it should be, which is even if it's a higher price, because that's smarter. If you think about it, it's smarter for me to pay full price than to get a discount, because the discount is only going to limit me to only spend my money here, and then I'm going to think, you know what, it's just I'm giving all my check back to my employer, and what is he giving me in return? A discount? That's it. You know, and it's a lot of money, but regardless of the fact that the reason is that things are supposed to be fair, Danny, and everything I've shown you, as I showed you earlier as well, I can send you the laws, I can send you the web pages, I can send you everything that you need to know. But there should be no excuse, because I've been sending this stuff to you since way back when. So how is it, like, to me, it's hard to understand how the boss, who I use the translation app with, tells me he can't communicate, he doesn't know how to communicate. He does know how to communicate. I know how to communicate. I try to do it, and if it's not perfect, it's not perfect, but at least I'm trying to go from English to Korean. And if I have to learn Korean, I'll try to learn Korean. But the thing is, you can't use the excuse that you guys don't understand, or that you guys don't know any better, or every time I ask you something, you say, "Oh, the patron something," and then I ask the patron, and he says, "Oh, I'll talk to Danny." And so you guys point the finger at each other all the time, and it makes things so much harder, and it takes longer, and at the end of the day, Danny, it's going to end up costing you guys more. It really is. And I told you this before. I told you, if you guys don't do it now, it's going to cost more. And the reason I say that is it's not a threat. It's just that I'm telling you guys because, you know, we're not properly applying sales tax. Candy's supposed to have sales tax. Soda's supposed to have sales tax. We're not paying our sales tax properly, Danny. And I figured that out because I see how we charge everything, and it makes no sense to me. And then I thought about it. I was like, okay, we're not paying sales tax, then we're missing on a lot of money too that we should otherwise be making. You know, like there's a lot of little things that if we were doing everything by the book, I guarantee you we would be making more money. We're already making good money. Don't get me wrong. Don't think that I'm dumb and that we're not making good money. I know how much money we're making on average, at least, and it's really good money, Danny. And plus, you guys are making passive income.
You don't know this shit, though.
I do know, Danny. I do know, Danny. I do. Huh?
What you talking about today? You gonna save the tax?
Yes,
Why
Danny.
you gonna control what this is?
No, I'm saying that I know.
You gonna report it?
I didn't report anything, Danny. I'm trying to tell you that I learned about all this stuff the same way that I learned about the 50-cent fee being illegal. All this stuff, Danny, because you know why? Because I told myself I'm gonna be working at a liquor store. Then I'm gonna learn if I have my own liquor store, I'm gonna learn how to do everything right, so that if I ever own my own liquor store, I know everything I need to do because Danny's not gonna show me. Danny's not gonna show me, so I gotta learn it on my own.
Okay, so what about just leave?
Danny, whatever, just leave.
Just leave.
Okay, so then okay, I'll leave, Danny, after I ask you this.
I have to stay the whole night then?
Okay, Danny, listen. Okay, I would have had this conversation with you earlier, but there's never the time. You're always gonna be busy. You're always gonna have an excuse. That's the issue too. That's why I wanted to record this, because if I don't record it, Danny, you're gonna forget. You're gonna say, oh, I'm too busy, I'm too sleepy, I'm too this, I'm too that. Danny, you stay here all night. What do? I don't know. I don't care. But the point is, Danny, that you're giving me an excuse because you don't want to answer the questions because you feel a little bit nervous maybe, and I understand that. But I'm not trying to hurt you. Remember this. I'm trying to help us, Danny.
I don't want to just.
Okay, you don't have to answer that. Okay, forget that forget the sales tax issue. Okay, let's address what I really wanted to talk about. Luis has not gotten paid from last year. He needs to get paid, sick pay, because he was also not using sick days. He needs to get his sick days because he didn't get them. Another thing, what you guys paid us, you paid it at $16. I already showed you and I proved to you how you're supposed to be paying us the higher amount, not the minimum $16 state minimum wage. Because when there's a conflict between two minimum wages, you're supposed to apply the one that favors the employee, not the employer, but the employee the best, which is the highest, the higher amount.
Those ones I check.
Okay, check them. I'll send them to you tonight. Later on when I get home, I'll send them to you tonight, because the thing is, I want you to see that I never lie to you. I've never lied to you.
Okay, yeah.
How many times have you lied to me?
Hey, don't ask.
It's a simple question.
Like that, you know?
It's a simple question. You know what, Danny? I will respect you more.
You remember everything?
Most of the times, that's why I record it. That's why I record it, Danny. Because sometimes I don't remember everything. But when I record it, I do remember things. Like I remember a lot of things that I recorded because how you guys treated me. You okay? And I never did it again to hurt anybody, but because I used it for the same reason that it is for my defense and for your defense. If I say something wrong to you, or if I do something wrong, it's getting recorded. I have nothing to hide. You're recording me. All right, you're recording me, and that's illegal, by the way. Microphones are illegal. But you're recording audio and video, and you're recording me, and so you expect me to be or play dumb, Danny. I'm not dumb, and I'm not trying to make, and I'm not trying to be here to say I'm smarter than you, because I'm not. I'm not smarter than you, okay? But the thing is that sometimes you act like you are smarter than us, and when you tell us stuff that is a lie, that's when I have a problem. Why did you tell us, or why did you tell them that you have to wait for the DIR to send you money to pay us? How does it work, Danny? Who's supposed to pay us for sick pay?
Sick pay?
Who's supposed to pay?
Yeah, everything I have to pay.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. So then why last time did you tell us you have to wait for DIR to send you money so that you can pay us sick pay? That was a lie, right? And it's okay. Listen, I make mistakes too, Danny. Sometimes I've lied before too, and but when I admit that I lied, it gives me a sense of like redemption. I'm able to say, you know what, I lied, I messed up. I'm gonna learn from it, and I become smarter, stronger, and better. But if I don't say nothing, if I don't admit that I messed up, then I'm not gonna learn from it. And I'm gonna continue lying. I'm gonna continue doing things. I'm gonna continue to treat my employees like if they don't matter. And so the thing is, Danny, is like, because I'm your friend, I'm telling you all of this. I'm not telling you any of this if I wasn't your friend. If I didn't like you, if I didn't think you as my friend, I wouldn't even care about talking to you. I would just do what I have to do, and strictly business. But because you're my friend, I'm gonna tell you, because I've been telling you from the very start. And I'm trying to show you what a real friendship is. A real friendship is not me talking behind your back negatively. If I talk bad about you, I'm gonna do it in front of you, as you see. Even if it's a joke or whatever, but I try to do it playfully, because I don't really think all the stuff. And if I make fun of you, it's not to like insult you or embarrass you or nothing like that. It's because I know our culture and how we get along, and I know how to make people understand each other and like each other. I used to do my events. I used to do my production and all that stuff, my music. And so I know how to navigate social environments. I know how to navigate certain customers and all that, because that's what I did by myself and with nobody teaching me. And so I've learned from my mistakes, from the years of everything that I did. And it's not to throw anything in your face. It's just to show you that I'm here to try to be helpful and not harmful. I'm sorry, helpful, helpful. But helpful, and so that we can work
No,
together,
right.
Danny, so that the
Hopefully that
business
works.
does better, so that we do grow, so that we do things right. And I'm trying to, and that's why I try to tell you before anything. I try to tell you things before, because when I start realizing that it's affecting me, I try to tell you.
Oh, and this was afterwards, like after I was
Picture right
riding
now
my bike.
outside.
I was already riding my bike home, so I was just accidentally recording extra time, dead time.
So someday in a positive way, because I'm not gonna give up on myself. And if I do, well, they did the same thing. They basically said, "Oh, we're gonna help you." And I'm trying to show you what a real friendship is. A real friendship is the IR to send you money to pay us. How does it work, Danny? Who's supposed to pay us
What?
for sick pay?
Sick pay?
Who's supposed to pay?
Yeah, everything I have to pay.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
So then why last time did you tell us you have to wait for DIR to send you money so that you can pay us sick pay? That was a lie, right? And it's okay. Listen, I make mistakes too, Danny. Sometimes I've lied before too, and but when I admit that I lied, it gives me a sense of like redemption. I'm able to say, you know what, I lied, I messed up. I'm gonna learn from it, and I become smarter, stronger, and better. But if I don't say nothing, if I don't admit that I messed up, then I'm not gonna learn from it. And I'm gonna continue lying. I'm gonna continue doing things. I'm gonna continue to treat my employees like if they don't matter. And so the thing is, Danny, is like, because I'm your friend, I'm telling you all of this. I'm not telling you any of this if I wasn't your friend. If I didn't like you, if I didn't think you as my friend, I wouldn't even care about talking to you. I would just do what I have to do, and it's strictly business. But because you're my friend, I'm gonna tell you, because I've been telling you from the very start. And I'm trying to show you what a real friendship is. A real friendship is not me talking behind your back negatively. If I talk bad about you, I'm gonna do it in front of you, as
Like
you
you
see.
did with
Even if it's a
Brittany.
joke or whatever, but I try to do it playfully because I don't really think all this stuff. And if I make fun of you, it's not to like insult you or embarrass you or nothing like that. It's because I know our culture and how we get along, and I know how to make people understand each other and like each other. I used to do my events. I used to do my production and all that stuff, my music, and so I know how to navigate social environments. I know how to navigate certain customers and all that. That's because that's what I did by myself and with nobody teaching me. And so I've learned from my mistakes, from the years of everything that I did. And it's not to throw anything in your face. It's just to show you that I'm here to try to be helpful and not harmful. I'm sorry, helpful, not hurtful, helpful. But to try to be helpful, and so that we could work together, Danny, so that the business does better, so that we do
I
grow,
said hurtful.
so that we do things right. And and that's why I try to tell you before anything. I try to tell you things before, because when I start realizing that it's affecting me negatively, like when you cut my hours and all that stuff, that really hurt me. I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of stuff that could have gone differently in my life, but it didn't because of what you did, and it's okay. Because you know what, my family did worse. My family did worse because the same thing. They did the same thing. They basically said, "Oh, we're gonna help you until the end of the year." But the moment that my landlord is being messed up, and I try to ask them for help, they stop helping me. They stop talking to me. They take away all the help, and that's why I ended up on the streets. That's why I ended up living how I'm living, because my brother, my sister, they lied to me. They said we're gonna help you, and then they didn't. And so I've already been hurt, Danny, more than you could hurt me. You can never hurt me more than my family already hurt me. That's why it doesn't matter to me that you lie to me, that you do whatever to me. You're still going to be my friend. Even if you don't think that I'm your friend, you're always going to be my friend first.
Not
and
anymore.
that's why, like I told you, I treat all my friendships like a business. And if my business is not doing good, I'm going to check my business and make sure that it starts doing good. Because if not, that business is gone, and I'm not having no more business. So if you're my friend and I treat you like my business, I'm going to make sure that my business, Danny, I need you to be right, to do right by us. And I'm going to do right by you if you do right by me. Because we are a business. But if the business starts failing, then I'm going to start feeling like, you know what, forget everything. I don't care. Everybody do whatever they want, you know? And stop paying attention to the customer service. Start taking it out, my anger, my frustrations out on them. They're going to not like me being here, whatever. It's going to turn out sideways. And so I look at things, Danny, like a business, always. Why? Because I'm living the way I'm living. Because I am in the situation that I'm in. And it hurts me every single day. When the fact that she got injured this morning, and after I'm over here trying to figure out what to do with the hospital, the police show up, and they're telling me I gotta leave, they're gonna kick me out, and all of that is, my heart's going like this, Danny. And I'm trying to keep calm, I'm trying to stay calm, because I want to yell at them, I want to get angry with them, and then I want to get angry with myself, I want to get angry with my family, because I shouldn't be in this situation. I want to get angry with you, But I don't. I try to hold it all down, and I say, you know what? It's gonna be okay. All of this is gonna be a better story when I tell it, and I make it a movie or I make it a documentary or something. But it's gonna make me money someday. All my negative experiences are gonna make me money someday in a positive way, because I'm not gonna give up on myself. And if I do, well, who knows? You know, but because I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But to me, Danny, you are my friend. And I do treat you like a business because I want this business to work out. If it doesn't work out, then it's going to be bad business, and it's going to hurt a lot more, because losing business is losing money. And the world revolves around money. So when I try to tell you something, Danny, don't take it in the wrong way. Don't take it like I'm trying to hurt you guys. You guys are already hurting us. You already hurt us. For how many years you've hurt us? And I'm saying this for everybody because they probably don't have the guts to say it. They probably don't have the desperation to say it. I do, because I live on the streets. If I lose my job, I lose everything. And so that's why, to me, it's that much more important. And I bring these issues up to you because I care. If I didn't care, Danny, like I told you last time, and I was being honest with you, why do I use drugs? Because if I didn't use drugs, Danny, I wouldn't want to wake up. I'm not going to want to work. I'm not going to want to do nothing. I'm going to want to give up on my life. I want to kill myself when I do that sometimes. And so it's hard and it's tough, but I never lied to you. I always told you the truth. And all I want and all I ask is that you do the same for all of us, not just me, but that you're honest with everybody, not just me. But be honest with us, Danny, and we'll be honest with you. But if you're not honest with us, it's going to be hard to, the morale starts dropping. The moment somebody knows that you lied, they stop trusting you. That's why Liz quit.
The girl he tried to replace me with.
I'm not trying to, and I always told Liz, like I told Liz from the very start when I met her, I said, you know what? When I first saw you, I didn't like you, you know, because you kind of took my hours, you took my schedule. But I was like, but you know what? But I'm really glad that you're here, because you're really awesome, you're cool, and I like you being here. We need a woman sometimes, you know, just to kind of make things a little different. Even though a lot of the women don't like each other and they're always talking bad about each other, but that's women. But my thing is that I try my best, Danny, to
I don't think that for real. I just
to care about everything and everyone, because if I stop caring about other stuff, I stop caring about myself, and it becomes very dark, and it becomes very scary for me, because you don't want to know, but that's just, I'm just telling you, like, it's not good for me if I start giving up, and if I start seeing that things are not changing or looking good, I start really getting desperate, and I start doing things I shouldn't be doing, and I don't want to do that, you know. I don't want to stop what I have right now, because right now I have a good momentum. I have a feeling that things are going to be okay. I've been paying all my debt off again, like all the money that I owe to the bank or to whoever. I've been paying it off, so that way I can get this van. And I have until February 13th. That's the last day. If I don't get $1,000 in my account, I lose that opportunity. I got to apply for credit again or whatever. But I'm hoping to raise enough money by then so that I can get out of the streets and then get back into my van, make that into a mobile home studio, and then start little by little buying my equipment, cameras and stuff like that, and go back to work in production. And then leave here on a good note, not a bad one, but a good one, unless things have to be done in a certain way, because you guys are continuing to try to, fool us or take longer on us or buy yourself time, and I need my money now, because you see how important it is for me. Maybe everybody else don't say nothing because it's not that important to them. They all have homes, they all have cars, they all have family. I don't have nothing. I have this cat. That's all I have, Danny.
They're lost because I decided to leave her the next day.
That's why, to me, it's that much more serious, that it's not just for myself, it's for somebody else. Because if I die, nobody's going to worry about me. But I at least want to leave a mark so that it helps other people, so that I don't get forgotten right away. So that at least other people can remember me if my family wasn't going to do nothing. I care about you, Danny, and I care about this business, because this business I've grown up here. I started here when I was little, young, naive, stupid. I didn't know any better. And then I grew up, and you saw everything I've gone through. But the thing is that, like, I sometimes start thinking maybe it was for a reason. Maybe it was for me to learn everything that I'm learning so that I could help people. Because, and I don't say this to put you guys down. I don't say this to insult you guys. But when I tell people, I say, I know who my real boss is. And it's not you, and it's not Patron. You know who my real boss is? The customer, Danny. Who pays you? And who pays me? You pay me, but who pays you? They do. So I know who my real boss is. That's why I treat everybody with respect. And I treat everybody the same, not favorite, not, oh, you more special than you. No, I treat everybody equally, even the ones that I don't like, Danny. Even the ones that I had arguments with. Why? Because that's the only way that things can be fair, and I don't be a hypocrite, and I'm not just playing, oh, you I like, you I don't like, you know. And of course, I'm also gonna have customers that I really don't want to do extra special stuff for because they're, you know, they already passed the limit, like Chencho, you know what I'm saying? Because you really crossed the line, and so did a couple other customers who now I don't even talk to them. I don't say nothing. I just scam, beep, beep, beep. Then they try to talk to me. I stay quiet. Why? Because they crossed the line. I was gonna do that with you, but I said no. He's still employing me. He's still my friend, and hopefully he can learn from this. And if he does, then we're cool. But if he doesn't, then I'm gonna have to turn into that and just not talk to you. Remember when you didn't want to talk to me? I would come in and be like, "Good morning, what up, Danny?" And you would say nothing. You would say hi to the customer before me. That hurt, Danny. And I was thinking about being the same way, but I said, nah, two wrongs don't make a right. I'm not gonna be the same way. I gotta be better than that. And I give myself credit because despite everything else I'm going through, Danny, I can still be happy and be this way with you guys. So I just want you to take this into consideration and just know I'm going to send you the information to make it easier for you. But if you want to look it up on your own, go ahead and do so. That's fine. But just know that what I'm telling you, I've never lied to you. And if I'm wrong, okay, I'll admit it, and I'm okay if I'm wrong. But most of the time, I wouldn't say something unless I already looked it up. I wouldn't say something unless I really did the research and made sure, because I know how much it's going to cost me if I'm wrong. You know? But if I'm right, I also know how much it's going to help me. And I need help right now. You know? Come on, baby. Baby mama. And if you ever have mice, she can come to them. She can kill mice. She can work. Let her earn her, you know? She does it at home. It's like this cat helps, man, because if not, I'll be super lonely. It's just food, not just food.
Lonely, not annoying.
Okay. Yeah, because today was crazy, man. She gets up. When I wake up, she wakes up. When I go to sleep, sometimes she's not even around. She's outside playing, and then I fall asleep, and then I wake up, she's on top of me, just watching me. And this morning I get up and she's okay, everything's fine. And then she goes outside to play a little bit, and I'm getting up, getting ready for work, getting cleaned up or whatever. And all of a sudden, police show up. First she comes in and I see that she's cut. I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, she got in a fight with another animal or something. I wasn't sure. Like, how did she's bleeding? Like, that's crazy. And I try to look around and stuff. If I see blood anywhere, nothing. So I'm like, what happened? And then moments later, all of a sudden, police show up talking about I gotta move. Did I steal something from the people that work there and this and that? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they were just doing all this crazy stuff, making me feel nervous. And it was the same guy that took me to the other. I told him again, I'm like, listen, I work right here. You guys work for the same program. Why can't you just come with me and let's talk to them right there so I can try to get a shelter? And the same thing happened. The moment because they're like, oh, well, you got to go right now. Otherwise, if you don't go now, it's never or whatever. And I'm like, well, I got to get ready for work, man. I can't just leave. I got my cat, I got my bike, I can't leave my stuff here. And so then all of a sudden, they supposedly called over here, and they said that, oh, no, we can't even get him in, so we can't do that or whatever. But he never tried to come with me in person and just talk to them, because that's what they told me I had to do. They told me, just come with your caseworker or whatever, the outreach worker, and we'll talk, you know? But the people over there, they just never do that. Why? I don't know. I think because if he gets me into a shelter that he gets me into, I think he makes more money. He gets paid somehow. He gets paid or something, I think. Because he got really mad when I turned down, when they told me all the way in Hollywood. I'm like, that's too far. I work over here. Why am I going to live in Hollywood, you know? And plus, I can't leave my cat. And so that day was with Solavino that I'm like, I told him, I'm sorry, I can't, you know? Oh man, what? Man, you what a waste of time. Like, he called the police. He said, hey man, you know Christian stuff, you can go ahead and tear all that stuff down. He rejected shelter over a cat. And I'm like, what the hell? Why does he care about my cat? Why is he so mad? You're just supposed to be helping me. Why are you mad? And next thing you know, I come back and my cat is gone. Solavino was gone. And so I don't know if they took her, but then all of a sudden, the same day I started seeing her again, or she reappeared, was the same day that they also came again to try to kick me out. And then after that, in the nighttime, Solavino shows up. What a coincidence. And so that's why when this morning I saw her bleeding, and then they came after that too. I said, oh, what happened? Did they shoot her with a BB gun? Did they put a trap and that's how she got hurt? What happened? Because she was okay in the morning when we woke up at 9 in the morning, or like 7 or 8, 8 in the morning we woke up. She gets up, she goes to play. Around 10 a.m. she's already hurt. I'm like, what? So a lot of this stuff is happening in my life, Danny, and it's not easy. And I'm trying to navigate all of this stuff, and that's why I didn't know what to do. So I called the shelter, the place that they fixed her belly, or for the babies. I called them because I didn't know who else to call. So I called them and I said, hey, right now this happened. I don't want to take her to the vet again. I just want to know, can I do something, put alcohol or something? They said, no, alcohol, no, it's too dangerous. Peroxide too dangerous. They have to, just do something else. And so the lady that came, she's a supervisor. She's a supervisor in charge over there. Why she came all the way over here, I don't know, but I'm blessed. I'm very grateful because she's the supervisor, and they're kind of like police. They're like animal police, basically. And so they have like certain kind of like control like that. And so she calls me, or she texts me, telling me, send me a picture. And I sent her the picture. She said, okay, it doesn't look that bad. I have some bandages. I have this, if you want. And I told her, but I have a bicycle. I can't go all the way over there. It's too far. She said, it's okay. I told her where I work. I said, I'm going to be here at work until 12 a.m. She's like, okay, don't worry. I'll take them to you. And I'm like, wow, thank you, And so that's how we made communication. I waited. And so that's why I had her like just look at it so she could, because I also wanted to know, so she could check how did she get that cut, because it's not normal. It was not an animal attack. She said it's not an animal attack. And then I was, what about a trap or something? She said, maybe, but it doesn't look like that either. And then she said what it was. It was a foxtail. I guess it's called foxtail when like a plant, like the spiny plants that have a seed. They get stuck in the skin, and then it starts kind of coming out and looking like a cut like that. And that could possibly be it, because she's always running around everywhere. And so maybe that's what it was. But maybe it was also the police. I don't know. Because always something happens with my cat every single time when the police show up. And they're trying to get rid of me. So I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out. But, I also, because you don't understand either, thank you, Danny. Thank you. And Patron, thank you guys for letting me bring her. Or at least not saying it, because she's not in trouble. She doesn't do anything bad. Like, she's curious maybe, but she's chill. She's loving. She's Solavino was feisty. Solavino was, like, she's more calm. She's more soft, because she hasn't seen all the trouble that Solavino saw. When we were living over here, every single time I was at work, my camp got destroyed. Solavino saw that. So she got traumatized. She's got nothing but love. And over here, I also been more at peace, except for Chapina. Sometimes she would, I don't know if it's her or her friends or what, but that's why I told them over there, I'm like, look, I only came out here because you guys have cameras. So I came out here because you have the cameras. I feel safer over here. And plus, you guys work at nighttime, and it makes me feel safe when I'm sleeping. That's the reason why I moved over here. And then today they're trying to accuse me. Oh, well, did you steal some stuff from over there? I'm like, no, bro. You guys could check my spot. I don't care, I didn't steal nothing. I was like, but why would I steal from a place that I know has cameras? But apparently, what? You guys don't have cameras then? Because now I don't feel safe, Now I feel like if they don't got cameras, I'm not safe. And I was going to get my own camera. Oh, shit. And so, anyway, let me get out of here before I get stuck. And so, yeah.
Right
Danny,
there, I'm walking out on my bicycle.
Make life better for all of us, Danny. And my ideas might sound crazy or dumb, but I do it because if this was my business, I would want it to be good and succeed. Uh-huh. So, I know, put it down. Yes. Let me put this one over here. Hang on, baby. Ooh, shit.
And then from there on, it's just me walking out, saying thank you, goodbye, whatever. That's sort of what I've been kind of like dealing with, right? So this is a long-ass conversation. Most of it is me talking. But basically, I try to go to his dad, and I try to ask him all this stuff on Friday more personally. He tries to act like he doesn't understand me. And so that's why I had an issue with it, because I'm like, well, then clearly Danny and him talked about it, or should have talked about it. But guess what? Danny didn't say nothing to him, or he didn't say it the way I said it. And instead, they had not done anything to make an effort to change what was wrong. They kept practicing their behavior, and I was just documenting that, and that's what led to basically what it led to. And so now I'm just, trying my best to do everything right, and of course, things are kind of hurtful. So right now, that's why I was going to post this video, the other video that I cut off, that was the beginning of this video, and then also just ask for anybody that might want to donate or do anything, help out in any way. I want to share my, I guess my QR codes that lead anybody to anything. So for instance, if you want to send me something through Cash App, you can. Let me just set this up and then give you my QR code. because I'm feeling like crap right now. So that's on the screen for a minute. If you guys want to donate there, you can deposit it if necessary, and then I'm gonna go back, hit up PayPal in case you want to send to PayPal. Let's see. My head hurts, but I don't know where it's at. Oh shit. I don't know what happened to it. I used to have them. Where was it available? There used to be like a QR code up here, but let me see. I think I have them saved up too. So if I go to I go here, and I go here, and I go to downloads. But if not, more than likely it's gonna be anything to like crispy concept. Thought I had something somewhere. Maybe it's in my documents. Let me see, documents. Oh, there it is. There's Cash App. Okay, there's PayPal. Alright. So I'll leave that on the screen for a bit. You can scan it. I think I might Zelle right there as well. You can scan that. I might have to change my phone number, however, on this one, because I had an issue trying to recover my old phone number, which is whack. Venmo also, in case you guys want to send it to Venmo. But anything could be helpful, and I hate to be asking, but you know, things got kind of serious, and I never expected this to happen. I was only trying to do my best, and I don't know why Danny would do me like that, but you know, people are going to be the way they are, and so I can't control that. I just no longer feel that he's my friend. At least I deleted him from my social medias, and I can never see him the same way after everything that happened. And especially because of how everything went down, and you know, it makes no sense. You guys can copy that link as well. Let me see, there's a QR code for this one. Baby, my poor baby. So also what happened with the cat was, so that Wednesday I didn't bring her into work because I figured she'd be injured. She started moving a little bit better. I figured she could be okay, and I decided to leave her back. And when I got off work, on Wednesday I get back and I forget my keys at work. So I go back to work to get my keys. When I come back, it showed on her tag that she kind of like followed me. And if she tried to follow me up until Imperial, someone must have seen her, picked her up, thought she was injured maybe, and then they took her with her, because the last place that she scanned, and that was a whole other issue thing that I was going through, like, there's 2 apps, and they're all weird and shit, but basically, I got a notification saying that somebody had found her, and if I wanted to say thanks, but that saying thanks didn't really help anything, and so the last place that she showed up at was at this address that I went the next day, because I was in jail when he scanned her. I was in jail, and so when I got released from jail, I went to this address, and the very next day, look how close to the house it is, right? And this is on one app. Both apps, they basically show it very accurately at this location. In the past, both apps show different locations, kind of like roughly or whatever, but the fact that they were both so accurately showing that location made me feel like more than likely she got scanned right there precisely, and I heard somebody playing with the tag as if they were trying to, as if they were trying to freaking program the tag themselves, and so I I decided to figure that, after I went on Thursday to my job and I saw that Denny was kind of like mocking me. See, look how close and precise that shit is right there. So I basically saw that Denny was kind of mocking me on Thursday when he heard that I lost a cat. So I basically told myself, she found a better home. They're going to provide her with the help that a better home that I can provide her. I'm going to just focus on everything that I've been going through here at work. And I decided to do that to give myself more strength, because I was starting to seem kind of down and depressed because of the cat situation. And so I basically recently went and I took her blanket, I took her some of her food, her toys, and I just left it at that house with a note saying, thank you for taking care of her. I know that they have her, even though they claim that they didn't when I went to go check the first time, because I went and I knocked on their door and I asked if they had seen a cat, and basically they wouldn't open the door to like let me or anything. They almost they didn't want to let a cat out. And then I kind of just left, and then I hesitated. I'm like, you want to come back? Let me show them a picture. So I showed them a picture, and they still didn't open the door. This time it wasn't just one girl who came to the door, but rather like the mom or something. And so when she came to the door, I showed them a picture to the door, and they're like, oh, and I was like, yeah, her name's Baby Mama. And they're like, oh, Baby Mama, like almost as if they were, trying to find out her name, and they had already gotten kind of attached to her, and maybe they were trying to figure out her name. So I just, and then I told them, I was like, if you guys see her, can you guys just let me know? And they're like, sure, but then they didn't ask for my phone number, they didn't ask for anything, and so I just kind of took that as like, okay, they probably have her more than likely, because that's where I heard the tag ringing at the day before that, and everything that I was going through, I figured she is kind of a distraction when I have to feed her or worry about her. At least here she'll be in a safe home. And I went to that neighborhood, and they have it looks like a cat-friendly neighborhood. There's a lot of cats out on the street roaming around safely, so I figured, okay, that's pretty chill, and maybe one day we'll be reunited or something, but at the moment, this is what I'm going through, and I just hope that everyone else is doing well. I know there's a lot of shit going on in the world, and I don't expect much of anything, but just share this video or share any of the posts, stuff that I've been talking about. I mean, I'm waiting for this paycheck that I haven't received yet. I don't want to sign it if it means, taking any termination, because, I don't agree with the reason that they're trying to terminate me. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. And my percentage is low. I got no battery to charge it, so I got to turn this off. And I'll catch you guys later, man. Stay posted. Peace.